Tonight, a report on upcoming repairs to railroad crossings in Ephrata, and police offer tips on how to keep trick-or-treaters safe on Halloween. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Basin soccer action as the regular season winds down and teams position for postseason play. Let's take a peek at our Weather Center forecast.
I'm meteorologist Mike Sines. We have a cold front that's moving through our area now. Showers and storms in the region. Is more rain on the way, and what can you expect for Halloween? I'll let you know coming up in Wet.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Drivers trying to cross the railroad tracks in Ephrata may need to find another route next week. The BNSF Railroad is planning to fix the crossing at Nat Washington Way and Division Avenue on November 3rd and 4th. Crews are replacing the rails and padding around the crossing. Company officials plan to begin with the Nat Washington Way crossing on November 3rd. Ephrata Public Works Director Bill Sangster said they plan to move to the Division Avenue crossing when it's done. The roads are going to be closed while crews are working. While crews will be fixing the railroad crossing next week, an old train depot was torn down on Wednesday in Ephrata. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Burlington Northern Santa Fe tore down Ephrata's old train depot on Wednesday. Grant County Railroad historian Dan Bolliard, who wrote the book Big Bend Railroads, was at the scene taking photos of the demolition.
This is, I believe, the second depot in Ephrata. The original one was a little shoebox of a depot, replaced in 1912. This building was expanded significantly, so it had huge waiting room, baggage room, anything you'd ever expect in a small town, but it was actually very large for a small town. I've never quite figured out why. In 1983, it was condensed to its current form, probably just because there wasn't any great need, and that's probably about the time the maintenance away folks moved in. So it's been in continuous use since it was built in 1912.
Gus Malone's, the spokesman for the Burlington Northern Santa Fe's Seattle office, said the depot was obsolete and could not be saved. He said Burlington Northern Santa Fe is transitioning to new depot buildings across its network to modernize and replace outdated structures. The new $350,000 depot building equipped with modern technology stands nearby across the railroad tracks. Bolliard said the old Ephrata depot was known for having at least one famous visitor.
President Franklin Roosevelt stopped here a couple different times on tours to the dam, and I believe there was one secret time that he was up here as well.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
A man is serving 1.5 years in prison after he led police on a chase through Moses Lake in a stolen car. Martin Juarez Jr., a 30-year-old Moses Lake resident, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle, possession of methamphetamine, and reckless endangerment. Juarez has previous felony convictions for escape, residential burglary, kidnapping, possession of a stolen vehicle, bail jumping, and DUI. He was sentenced to 1.5 years in prison. Moses Lake police saw him driving a stolen car and he fled, leading them on a chase through the city. After several attempts using spike strips, police caught him after he ran on foot from the car. 4 people were injured in a collision on State Route 17, about 1 mile north of Othello. Brianna Collin, an 18-year-old Warden woman, was stopped on Lee Road in a 2012 Nissan Altima on Monday afternoon. She reportedly drove into the intersection of SR 17 in front of a northbound 1998 Honda Accord. According to Washington State Patrol, the 2 cars collided. Collin and her passenger, 20-year-old Othello resident Jesus Ibarra, were injured and taken to Othello Community Hospital. The driver of the Honda, 46-year-old Moses Lake resident Julia Galbraith, and her passenger Yannette Rackham, a 37-year-old Moses Lake woman, were hurt and taken to the Othello Hospital. The State Patrol claimed the collision was caused by Collin's inattention, and she was issued a ticket for failing to yield to the right-of-way. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
This weather segment is brought to you by Bearing Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. I'm meteorologist Mike Sines with a look at your weather headlines. We have a cold front right now that's moving through our region, causing showers and storms. Rain chances are going to continue to increase, and I'll also have a look at your Halloween forecast coming up within the segment. Here's a look at our almanac for us here in Ephrata. We reached a low of 43, and the sun set for us at 5:48, record low set back in 2002 of 19 degrees. For our friends out in Moses Lake, they were just a little bit chillier this morning, reaching a low of 39, and you can see the sun has already set for them at 5:47. Right now outside your door, we are looking at 52 degrees, broken clouds, and also a few showers are going to be around the area. We're going to see bands of wave that'll move on through. I'll let you see that right now in our FutureCast model. You can see showers and storms expected throughout the region, and we are going to see these bands of waves of rain, these bands of waves of rain move on through, as you can see, already kicking it in to Thursday, 7:30 in the morning. The first band of rain has exited. The next one is coming on in. This is going to be the general pattern. We have a cold front in place and also a lot of moisture bringing in various chances for showers and storms making your way into Thursday. We are going to have a break, and then Friday we're going to see another round of rain. Here's a look at your forecast for Thursday, 1 o'clock. We're going to see Yakima, 67 degrees. Long Beach, scattered showers and storms, 62. And out towards the inland northwest, showers and storms are going to be possible. Temperatures in the 50s. Taking a look at for us here, 1 o'clock, 63 in Ephrata, 64 in Moses Lake. However, we can't rule out a few scattered showers and storms as we're going to have these bands of waves move through from the east, and they're going to move from the west, rather, start in the west and make their way out towards the east. Here's a look at your Halloween forecast. Folks, kids, pack your umbrellas. Showers are unfortunately expected. 53 degrees for the low, winds blowing from the north. So if you're going to go trick-or-treating to get your candy, just have that umbrella because you don't want to come home to soggy candy. You'd rather have that covered with that umbrella. Here's a look at your forecast, your extended outlook, calling for rain chances to remain in the forecast. Again, Saturday, Halloween, unfortunately, 50% chance of showers and storms are to be expected. We're going to have a break starting Thursday with rain, and then rain chances are really going to ramp on up into Saturday with 50% chance of showers and storms. Sunday, rain tapers off at about 30% through the morning hours. Don't forget to set your clocks back an hour Saturday going into Sunday around 2 a.m. You want to set that back 1 hour to 1. Thanks for watching Weather Guys. Sports next.
Paying your Grant PUD bill with ePay is like getting free cuts in line. You pay when you want, how you want. Get free cuts in line with Grant PUD ePay. Visit grantpud.org.
Oh, dude, I'm just in the theater. It's totally cool.
Ah.
Moses Lake and Davis went at it in Big 9 action at Lions Field last night. The Chiefs were looking to solidify a playoff spot. Were they able to do it? Sean Wells was on hand for the action and files this report.
Davis scored 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of the contest as the Pirates knocked off Moses Lake 4-3 at Lions Field. McKenna Kappenman and Taddy Ailes recorded early first-half goals for Davis. The Chiefs rallied back in the half with goals from Abby Rathman and Maddie Krogh to level the match at the break. Davis jumped out early again in the second half with a goal from Sarah Reber, putting the Pirates up 3-2. The Chiefs came right back with an Abby Rathman goal, her second of the match. Sarah Reber would score the deciding goal in the 65th minute for the 4-3 victory. Reber finished with 2 goals, while keeper Eliza Berman recorded 4 saves for the Pirates. The Chiefs are back in action this Thursday for a home match against Wenatchee. iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
The Cougars and Knights mixed it up on the pitch in Warden, and it was the home team coming up big. Brenna Whitney scored 4 times, and Warden dominated Royal 5-1 in a non-league match to close out regular season play. The Knights struck first on a goal in the first minute of action. Jenny Mendoza leveled it 1-1 3 minutes later off a Bailey Whitney assist. Warden broke the match wide open on 3 consecutive goals by Brenna to go up 4-1 at the break. Brenna added a lone goal in the 60th minute, much to the ire of the Royal coach, who was hoping his team would play better and snap its 2-game skid. Warden closes out the regular season with a 13-2-1 record and nails down the to-be Central Washington South Conference title with the win. The Cougars open postseason play against St. George's Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. Warden turned back White Swan in 3 sets, 25-14, 25-22, and 25-15 in to-be volleyball action. Elia Enrique led the Cougar attack with 14 kills. Alicia Gonzalez added 6 kills and 14 digs. Larissa Kistler finished with 6 aces and 21 assists. It was the 12th win in a row for Warden, who finishes as league champ with a 10-0 record and is 13-1 overall. The Cougars open postseason play against Tonasket Saturday at 1 o'clock at Ephrata High School. The Seattle Sounders host the LA Galaxy in a 1-game playoff tonight at CenturyLink Field. The Sounders finished 4th in the Western Conference, while the Galaxy finished 5th. The matchup brings superstars to Seattle with the likes of Robbie Keane and Steven Gerrard. Clinton Dempsey and Obafemi Martins will look to attack early, as the Sounders' backline will have fits all night. LA has caused Seattle trouble in the past, knocking the Sounders out of the playoffs 2 of the past 3 years. The winner of this match will advance to play either Dallas or Vancouver. Be sure and catch the game tonight on Root Sports. Kickoff is 7 p.m. We'll be back after this short break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about how the Moses Lake School District handles reports of bullying and how they're trying to make the process of reporting it easier. Reporter Devin Higgins has a story.
During the first 8 weeks of the 2015 school year, there have been 5 documented reports of bullying or harassment in the Moses Lake School District, and with over 8,000 students, that comes out to just 0.13% of students impacted. But during the district's community forums and school board meetings, parents and students have voiced concern and confusion over the official procedures regarding bullying and why certain measures are taken to protect both the victim and the bully. The official Moses Lake School District policy regarding bullying includes physical attacks, jokes, racial or socially inappropriate slurs, and now includes images or comments transferred via social media or online devices. The policy also includes how the chain of command for dealing with bullying begins, starting with the school principals or counselors before moving up to the superintendent and, if necessary, the school board itself. Under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, schools are not allowed by federal law to disclose disciplinary reports or any other information about a student to anyone other than their parent or legal guardian, thereby shielding both the victim and the alleged bully. Executive Director of Student Services Dave Balcom said virtually all cases of bullying are usually handled at the school level, and the district is working on making the process of reporting bullying easier.
I can say in my gosh, 18, 19 years in the district, I've never seen a concern or a complaint go that far. Typically it's resolved at the building level or at the district administration level. We want all our schools and our classrooms to be safe environments for everybody. We want them to be inclusive. So we do take it seriously. Since the most recent community forum at Mosaic High School, we've made it easier for our parents and families to access the complaint form. It's now right on the front page of our district webpage. Before it was kind of hidden in a couple pull down tabs. Now it's right out front. Also, when a family makes a complaint, we're bound by policy 3207. There's a calendar that's involved with a formal complaint in terms of how many days the school has to respond, how many days calls for an investigation. I mean, it's all detailed by policy and procedure. And parents may not have been aware of that.
Balcom said the relationship between the district and local law enforcement has been valuable in maintaining security at all Moses Lake schools, and stressed that students are safer in schools now than they've been before, but administrators are always looking for ways to improve the environment for students.
I think it's very important to share that our belief that we are safer. I think the other piece is the information that came out of the community forum, it drew a change on behalf of the district's response. The folks who came forward at the community forum to talk about those concerns the conversation wasn't squelched. Someone was there to deal with them and listen to them. I know in one situation, Linda McKay and I, we followed the very next morning with a parent who had a concern. We started that investigation, that conversation with that school. So I think that demonstrates that we're very concerned, take it very seriously, don't just sweep it aside because we're not here to talk about that at the community forum. I think our schools are very safe. I really do. And all our schools are becoming crowded or more crowded, but I still believe our students are very, very safe.
In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. While Halloween can be an eventful day for trick-or-treaters, police are reminding people to be responsible. Moses Lake Police Captain Dave Sands said when helping children pick a costume, parents should remember visibility to drivers is critical. He said drivers need to be aware of kids, especially in neighborhoods where trick-or-treaters might be running out in the roadways. The Grant County Sheriff's Office recommends children always go trick-or-treating with an adult and never go into a home of someone you don't know or trust. Several safe and family-friendly trick-or-treating events are planned in cities throughout Grant County. The Ephrata Fire Department suggests parents should pick a costume that is fireproof. The eye holes should be large enough for good peripheral vision, and make sure props such as a butcher knife or a pitchfork have smooth, flexible tips. For more safety tips, visit us online at iFIBER1.com. A man allegedly dragged a woman out of a Moses Lake home after demanding cash, her phone, and to use her car. Prosecutors charged Anthony Montez, a 23-year-old Moses Lake resident, in Grant County Superior Court with robbery, kidnapping, taking a motor vehicle without permission, and assault in the 4th degree. Montez allegedly entered a home on October 24th and demanded the victim give him $20, her phone, and her car keys. The victim reportedly had a relationship with Montez. When she refused, Montez allegedly threw the victim to the ground, kicked another woman in the shin, and yelled at the second woman to leave. After the other woman left, Montez reportedly threw the victim against a wall and dragged her by the hair out of the house and forced her into her car. Montez allegedly took the victim's cell phone and $20. Police allegedly tracked Montez using the victim's cell phone. Montez reportedly denied committing any crime. The American Red Cross is hosting blood drives across Grant County and is asking for donors. The Red Cross is collecting blood donations in 3 locations over the next 2 weeks. The first one is at the Ephrata Recreation Center on October 28th from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The second one is at Wanapum Dam on November 4th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the third one is at the Quincy High School on November 5th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Anyone 18 and older is eligible to donate blood if they meet mandatory screening requirements. Donors with blood types O negative, A negative, and B negative are needed to ensure blood is available for patients. Appointments can be made by calling 800-733-2767. In Northwest News, Seattle police arrested a man who they say stole a garbage truck and went for a joyride on Tuesday morning. Police say the suspect was harassing the truck driver, and at one point he jumped into the truck, took off, and led police on a low-speed pursuit. The suspect crashed into several parked cars and plowed through a bike share kiosk before hitting another garbage truck head-on. The truck's fuel tank was punctured, leaking diesel over several blocks and starting a fire that was quickly extinguished. No one was injured. 3 high school students were arrested after an on-campus fight in which the principal was shoved to the floor. The fight and the shove were caught on camera. For CNN, Dana Shannonhead takes a look.
In the first part of this video, students are scrambling and screaming while a fight is breaking out in the Commons at Florin High. The camera catches up to the fight, and as it does, you see a student wrestle and slam a grown man to the ground. That man is Florin High principal Don Ross, who gets right back on his feet and continues his efforts to break up the fight. He helps restrain the student who had shoved him to the ground, while a school resource officer from the Sacramento Sheriff's Department steps in. The situation was quickly stabilized, according to the Sheriff's Department. Additional officers arrived and 3 students were arrested, 2 15-year-olds and a 13-year-old. 3 school employees sustained minor injuries. We ran into a few coaches on campus who had seen the video.
All the alumni are talking about, oh, that's a disgrace to the school, how it's all, and they put it up online when it shouldn't have been.
These 2 graduated from Florin High about 5 years ago. They tell us they never saw anything like this during their time here.
Fights happened a lot, but not like to that degree.
We also caught up with basketball coach John Graham, who has some words of wisdom for any kids who choose to fight on campus.
What are you trying to prove? Not proving anything. Now you're gonna get kicked out. Can't play. Fighting's not the solution.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.